Is it possible to win a championship with one-star recruits only? That is what we're going to answer in today's video. So now we need to establish some rules for this challenge. Only one-star recruits, that goes without saying. However, JUCOs and transfers are allowed. No custom recruits for obvious reasons, because those can be a little OP. The rebuild's going to quit if we win the natty or if I quit the challenge. And we're going to be simulating games unless we make a postseason game. So like bowl games or the college football playoff. I chose the UTEP Miners as the jerseys and base school for this challenge. But I changed the team name to the Scrubs because I felt it was appropriate. And our head coach for this challenge is going to be King Scrub. Hopefully he can lead us to the promised land. To begin this rebuild, we need to wipe the roster clean. So I made every player a senior and lowered their overalls to 65 and below. Not only will we struggle to get talented players, but we will be struggling to field a team of scholarship players to begin with. And considering we only have a maximum of 25 scholarships available each season and a minimum of 25 players required on the team, yeah, we're going to be struggling and we're going to have a lot of walk-ons for a while. Fortunately for us, recruiting only one stars shrinks the player pool significantly down from 3,000 plus players all the way down to 550 possible for us to recruit. So it might actually be possible to scout every single one-star recruit in a given year if we needed to. Year one in this rebuild already feels like an impossible challenge. There's only one athlete on the board that doesn't have like a deal breaker with us. Thankfully, Jerry Massey looks like he'd be a solid swing tackle or something, so I'll take whatever I can get. Although it is disappointing with him being a JUCO player, as at this point in the dynasty, I already know it would be a long rebuild, so I'd rather have a guy I can develop over the long term versus having an immediate impact. Patience is going to be crucial for this kind of rebuild, and in most rebuilds, I don't typically scout many players that are one stars, so these guys are such low overalls, it's kind of hard for me to even recognize which ones are worth pursuing or not. Because I only have limited scholarships available, I'm going to prioritize important positions first and then fill out the rest of them later on. Starting out with quarterback, out of the 9 total players I could scout, surprisingly, I found 2 decent freshman QBs. We got Ryan Felder with some solid speed and throw power, and then we have Sean Slaughter, who's the more balanced of the two. I knew our team was awful, so I set out to craft a schedule that was on the easier side. Unfortunately, it wasn't easy enough as we get dumpstered 52-10 against FCS East, who's supposed to be one of the easiest opponents in this game. So less than ideal start, sure. Has me worried I could get fired here in year one. But we have a glimmer of hope. We signed Ryan Felder that we mentioned earlier, so I at least know I will have a workable QB going into next season. We also got the athlete I mentioned earlier, a few offensive linemen, and a tight end with some sneaky good skills. But our record so far, it's brutal. I'm not really surprised we are terrible, but I am surprised we only put up 5 points against Rice. Come on. I've actually never had this happen before, but I ran out of scholarships for recruits. We filled out all 25, and you can still pitch to players after you run out of scholarships, but it's interesting what happens. The points basically reset on each recruit, and you have to pitch to them as if they were a walk-on. But most of them ended up not signing with me because of that. By year end, our record is simply dookie. 0-12. Not surprisingly, King Scrub's on the hot seat. Never mind, they straight up fired him. And this isn't a coaching carousel dynasty, so there's only one way to get the job back. Put on a mustache and pretend I'm a different person. King Scrub Jr. is born. Year 2, I'm realizing this is going to take some meticulous planning to achieve. I'm going to have to choose my red shirts wisely and be patient on my players' development. I moved the Scrubs to independence to try and make our schedule even easier. Sadly, year 2 yields 0 athletes for me to recruit, and I'm still drowning in team needs. In my despair, I'm not sure if it was delusion or an epiphany, but I convinced myself that fullbacks are OP in this rebuild. Hear me out, as one-star fullbacks have a much higher base overall than other positions. So in theory, I could switch a fullback's position to, let's say, wide receiver, and they could be higher rated than your typical one-star wide receiver recruit, although they will be much shorter and slower most of the time. So it is a bit crazy, but I'm willing to try anything to make this rebuild work. On the field results were once again stunningly awful. Another winless season. Ryan Felder was abysmal in his freshman season, 74 QB rating, 5 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, and King Scrub Jr., he's been fired too. But thankfully I brought a top hat with me, so I can sign under a new name. King Scrub III is born. Year 3 starts out crazy. We got ourselves a random transfer from BYU, a running back who looks like he could start immediately. So when he's eligible, we'll put him in there. And we did get the lowest ranked recruiting class in the entire country. Not very surprising. It's all 1 stars, but I still believe we are improving slowly but surely. In my manic state, I was still in that fullback hype train, so I converted a few fullbacks to other positions. First up, we got Drew Alexander Alexander. I moved him to wide receiver, and he already had better receiving skills than most of my current wide receivers. I also moved David Hamilton to center, despite him being micro for that position. I mean, let's be real, I hadn't won a game in 2 years, so I definitely had a screw loose in my brain somewhere. At this point, our highest rated player is 79 overall. Quarterback Sean Slaughter, the QB we got in season 1, he's been developing in the background, and he actually surpasses Ryan Felder as a starting quarterback for the Scrubs. We redshirted Sean his freshman year, so him beating out Ryan is actually the best case scenario for us, because at this point, I am hoping to make Sean Slaughter a 4-year starter now to maximize his development. Our offensive line is mostly 70s now, which is cool, but we also have a lot of seniors, so the talent won't last. I need to prioritize finding those freshmen that we can develop over the long term. Team needs aren't nearly as bad as they have been, but that's because we've been stacking up so many walk-ons in the background to try and fill out the roster, all of whom provide almost no value at all. So we gotta fix that. Thankfully, we are blessed with not 1, but 2 athletes this year. What can I say? I love me some athletes. One of which is a Jim, the first one we've seen so far in this rebuild. His name is Albert Hill. He's a junior college transfer. He looks like he could be a DB of some sort. And the other athlete, Lamont Chapman, he looks like a slow but very awesome halfback, especially for our standards. Luckily, we were able to scoop them both up, so they're signing with the Scrubs. As far as the on-field play, we are still losing to FCS teams, but the margin of defeat, it's getting slimmer. However, it is the end of season 3, and we still have yet to win a game. I'm struggling, but I'm not giving up hope yet, as QB Sean Slaughter already showing more potential than Ryan Felder. In his freshman season, Sean had a 79 QB rating, 6 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and 1,500 passing yards. Still not good, but better. And our tight end, James Fontaine, he had a great year for a freshman. Looks like he could actually be a key piece for this offense moving forward. And for the 3rd year running, King Scrub III is fired. And I'm starting to think the administration might become suspicious, as this is my 4th costume change. But alas, I throw on a Hawaiian lei and King Scrub IV is born. Year 4. We weren't ranked last in recruiting. We finished 124th out of 126 teams. Still not good, but it is improvement. Quarterback Sean Slaughter improving steadily with +9 overall, 81 throw power, 84 accuracy, and 75 awareness. That former fullback transferred over to wide receiver, Mr. Drew Alexander, is now our highest rated wide receiver. Those madman fullback tactics are actually working. Joke's on you guys. But currently our only 80 overall player is our punter, but those QBs are close behind him. And I feel like the football gods are starting to show me kindness, because I found 2 gems here. One, Mr. Middle Linebacker Robert Wright, who immediately commits to Purdue, so we're just gonna forget about him. But then we see Jonathan Brown, a tight end with some amazing receiving ability. And just when I thought we were hopeless after getting crushed by 50+ points against Rocket City, we actually won a game! No, I'm not kidding. 38-35 versus FCS. I'm telling you, I lost my mind when this happened. Chairs were flipped, dogs were hugged, and sweet victory was blasted. Carrying on though, we actually stole another game against FCS Southeast, finishing the year 2-9, with a lot of our losses actually being close games. And you won't believe this, King Scrub IV, he didn't get fired. Woo! I'm elated because I couldn't afford another costume change at this point, but also because the whole team is showing improvement statistically. Quarterback Sean Slaughter, 14 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 1,900 yards, and a QB rating of 113. Running back Lamont Chapman, nearly 1,000 rushing yards, 6 touchdowns with 5.7 yards per carry. I told you, he's slow, but he's good. And that former fullback to wide receiver, Drew Alexander, 42 catches, 700 receiving yards, 6 TDs. Tight end James Fontaine, 63 catches, 750 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Great work, everybody, but we're just getting started. Year 5. It's at this point where Jerry Massey, our first athlete recruit, he's graduating, which proves the point that we should be focusing more on developing the youngsters, as the JUCOs graduate too early before they hit it high enough overall to really make an impact. To make up for the loss of a solid left tackle, the football gods bless us with some insane transfers. We got ourselves a 71 overall tight end who is a freshman, and listen to this, a 79 overall freshman right guard. That guard is so good, he essentially has the value of a high 4-star recruit and could legitimately end up being in the high 90s by the end of his career. The Scrubs now have 7 players above 80 overall, including that one freshman guard who just transferred here, already putting in work. Quarterback Sean Slaughter is improving as planned. So well, in fact, that I had no longer any need for Ryan Felder and decided to cut him. The reason I did this is to save space to develop another QB as an insurance policy for after Sean. Sean has 82 throw power, 88 accuracy, and 80 awareness. And to my surprise, we are ranked 124th in championship contenders. Cheers to not being last place. We found ourselves yet another gym. Just kidding. Make that 2 gyms. One is a center, who I say is a Chad center because his name is Chad. The other is a defensive end, Deshaun Harris. I also found this punter, Drew Henderson, with some crazy athleticism. So of course, I had to have him. As you can imagine, having so many losses over these past 5 years has led to our program being in the dumpster. We have a D rating in most categories, so recruiting is actually more difficult now than it was when we started, because so many players are locking us out right at the start of the year. But it's okay. We can turn this around by winning some games on the field. And that's exactly what we do. Beating Buffalo in our first game of the year, which is our first time ever beating an FBS opponent, improving our championship contender rank from 124th to 99th. We cracked the top 100, but unfortunately, we lost a close one to Rocket City in the next one, 48-45. But nice to see that we are competing. The recruits seem to love the fight as well, because we land nearly all the top recruits we set out to get. Sadly, we get crushed by FCS Northwest, but we bounced back with a W against FCS Southeast, 26-24. And King Scrub the Fourth is actually gaining XP. It's amazing what happens when you aren't fired every season. Coming back to earth, we get annihilated 52-10 to San Jose State and 52-14 versus Utah State. Our efforts are not in vain, however, as we lock in a gym quarterback, Tommy Willis, who looks legit with that very strong arm right there. We'll pick up with him later on. The rest of season 5 was awesome. We beat 2 more FCS teams, and then we won a close one against Ohio, bringing our record to 5-6 on the year, more than doubling our win total from last year. I was impressed. I didn't expect such a huge jump like that, but I'm happy and I'm here for it. And the stats on the year, it's just an upward trajectory right now. Quarterback Sean Slaughter, 135 QB rating, 2,100 passing yards, 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Running back Lamont Chapman, over 1,000 rushing yards, 11 touchdowns. Tight end James Fontaine, 45 catches, 600 yards, 8 touchdowns. And would you believe it, King Scrub the Fourth got himself a contract extension. He is truly the chosen one. In my 6th year, I've got a lot of hope. And this year we started off with a bang. 3 freshman transfers come into Scrubville. And this is the start of our window to really make a push, as a ton of players are nearing their maximum potential. Last year we finished with the 121st ranked recruiting class. This is great. I mean, that means we are finding the best 1-star talent possible. Our highest rated player at this point is the 89 overall right guard transfer we got earlier. And alongside him, we have 8 other players above 80 overall. Quarterback Sean Slaughter, 85 overall, 91 accuracy, 84 awareness. Fullback transferred over to wide receiver Drew Alexander, 84 overall. And we also got tight end James Fontaine at 80 overall, and the running back James Pennington, our first transfer, he's at 86 overall. Our offensive line's pretty legit too, all high 70s or like in the 80s. So this year I added us to the American Conference to hopefully improve our recruiting just a tad. As our conference rating before, it went from a D to a D+. So not a major change, but it keeps our schedule easy and gives us a micro boost. My coach prestige and stability is going up because I'm not getting fired every year, and we are number 109 in the preseason polls. The Scrubs come out the gate hot, winning not 1, not 2, but 3 games in a row, including 2 blowout wins against FCS teams. And we are ranked number 1 in the conference currently and number 79 nationally. Quarterback Sean Slaughter, he's on an insane hot streak, 147 QB rating, 600 yards, 9 touchdowns, 0 interceptions through 3 games. However, I think I jinxed the team by getting too hyped because we dropped our next 3 games, including us getting rolled 52-14 against USF. But the Scrubs don't quit. We beat Temple 38-24, and we dominate FCS West 45-17. That means we're 1 win away from being bowl eligible. We do lose a close one, 42-40 against SMU, but then we pull off a miraculous win against Memphis, making us 6-5, and the Scrubs are officially going bowling. We finished the regular season strong against FCS Southeast 38-13 and improve our record to 7-5. We finished the regular season ranked number 69th nationally. Nice. An incredible season for the Scrubs. Sean Slaughter, he balled out. He got several Conference Player of the Week awards. He's been improving every season statistically. This season, he had a 150 quarterback rating, 2,800 passing yards, 36 touchdowns, 7 picks. And he's finishing his career at 88 overall. We have made it to our first ever postseason game in the Birmingham Bowl versus UAB. And I really wanted to see Sean Slaughter in action. We were top 30 in points per game. That's awesome. So our offense is way better than theirs, but their defense is much better than ours. So it's a pretty even matchup. We're missing a few players. The fullback transferred over to wide receiver Drew Alexander. He has a broken elbow, so he won't be playing in this game. I love how it says Scrubs for the team name instead of UTEP. Very simple, but super hilarious to me. Our first look at Sean Slaughter in person. He's got the turf tape. It looks super cool. Now let's see his first throw. Oh, he's got people in his face. He's going down. Maybe it'd be worse if I was controlling it versus the simulation. Hey, this should be a tough challenge for us, though. Oh, nice catch, Brian Turner. Look at that accuracy. Sean Slaughter. That's beautiful. That's a record for receptions in a career for Fontaine. Man's been a legend in these simulations. You know what? I've definitely been wanting to try this, though. We have that super fast punter. We're going to see if we can run a fake with him. So I think I'm running left. I don't even think I want to throw it. See what he's got. Oh, and I'm immediately tackled and he fumbles it. What? That guy can't pick it up either? We are getting slaughtered here 24-0, but we still got a chance. There we go. Pounces it in. Comeback starts now. 24-zip. I believe we can do it. Oh, what a catch from James Fontaine. Wow. Oh, he got it. This is an insane drive. He catches it inside the 5. And he's got it for the touchdown. What a drive. We're storming back. Oh, fullback drops it 2, so it's 12-24. We keep trying to go for 2, and it's backfiring. He beat him deep. Can he hold on to it? Yes, he can at the 1. What a dime. Nice. Second rushing touchdown of the game for Sean Slaughter. Oh, right past him. Touchdown! Sent the running back out there. Now we're taking the lead here in the 3rd quarter. Did you hear the crowd erupt? The Scrubs might win a bowl game. You got it. Yes, so we're up by 3. Oh, look at that catch for the first down in clutch time. Oh, we're so close. At the 1-yard line, QB sneak opportunity for the win. 5 seconds left. When it's the bowl game, Sean. Over the top. He's got it easily. And we're taking the lead. Booting that extra point through to put us up by 4. That should be ball game. In the Legends' final game. We won a bowl game! Finally! It's been ages. Sean Slaughter tore it up on the field. Fun to see confetti fall here, but I want to see if we can make it to the big time. Can we make it to the college football playoff with 1 stars? Sean Slaughter's a legend. Look at that 24-point comeback victory. That's one for the storybooks. 467 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks for the lad. And he also ran it in 3 times. It was literally all him. Fontaine and Clint Smith were tearing it up there as receivers as well. Hey, these seniors waited for this moment and they showed out. Shout out to Sean Slaughter. This man breaks a ton of passing records here at Scrubs University. It's a great send-off for his career, winning this bowl game. He built this program up to what it is now. We're gonna miss him, but now we must keep moving forward. Welcome to the Tommy Willis QB era. Season 7 begins with a fresh contract extension for King Scrub IV. His coach prestige is up to A+, and that win curve is looking more and more impressive each day. That's what she said. Despite our team's overall technically not changing from last year to this year, I do really think our team now is better than the one last year. We have 9 players above 80 overall, including 195 overall player and Garrett Moore, that right guard transfer. We are number 73 in polls to start the year, so it feels good to say we are finally mid. And on the football field, we picked up right where we left off last year by winning our first 4 games. That's a new team high win streak, and only half of those games were against FCS teams. However, we lose our next 2 games to UCF and Rutgers. We then beat Louisville 31-17, making us 5-2 on the year. And now we're in a great position to hopefully make an even better bowl game this year. But I spoke too soon and definitely jinxed the team once again because our new star QB, Tommy Willis, he got hurt. We then proceeded to finish the year 7-5, matching our record from the previous season. On an even crazier note, Army's running back won the Heisman. That's not relevant to us specifically, but I had to let the people know. So depressingly, despite us being bowl eligible, we missed out on a bowl game due to the limited space in the game. And as you can see from the curve, it is difficult to see stagnation from the team, but injuries happen, so we have to move on and try again next year. This is it. That window I mentioned earlier about chasing our maximum potential, it's closing. If we don't make a strong push this year, I don't think it's going to happen at all. A situation like this calls for big brain time. So I moved us to a new conference because I have a plan that I didn't think of until just now. It's a plan to exploit the system while still still staying within the confines of the rules we established at the beginning. My strategy is to search for the lowest rated teams in the entire country based on their championship contender rankings. Then I'm going to stack them in a conference with the scrubs. In NCAA, the smallest number of teams you can have in a conference is 4, meaning I only need to find 3 teams that we can hopefully beat. The teams with the lowest overalls are Virginia, Bowling Green State, and Louisiana Monroe. But that's not all. To take this one step further, I changed the automatic bowl bids to allow our newly created conference an automatic bid to the college football playoff. Therefore, if we can take care of business and beat all 3 of the worst teams in college football, then we will make it to the big time, giving me an opportunity to compete for a title. This is truly the easiest possible path to a college football playoff. We're in the end game now. It is kind of hilarious seeing that we only have 2 road games all year. I had to convince that right guard, Garrett Moore, to stay, which is huge because he was trying to go to the NFL and he ended up improving his overall to 98. Easily the best player on our team. And we actually had 3 players above 90 overall and 17 players above 80 overall. Of course, we got that right guard, Garrett Moore, 98 overall, 99 pass block, and 98 strength. Quarterback Tommy Willis, 91 overall, 91 throw power, 89 accuracy, 88 awareness. That former tight end transfer, Brian Turner, he is 91 overall. He had almost 1,000 receiving yards last year. Great player. Running back Stafford Smith, he's 87 overall. He's homegrown. We've been developing him since he was a freshman, so glad to see him where he is now. And we start out the year stronger than I anticipated, winning our first 6 games in convincing fashion. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We still haven't played those conference opponents, which is all that matters for our title hopes now. Next game, we have an absolute scare against FCS West, 31-28, but we come out with the win. After beating another FCS team in the next game, we find ourselves at 8-0 heading into conference play. Game 1 versus Louisiana Monroe, way closer than I wanted it to be, 36-31, but thankfully we are victorious. Game 2 versus Bowling Green State. This one was a breeze, 56-42. We are 10-0, and now the only thing stopping us from a college football playoff berth is a game against Virginia. Well, guess what? The scrubs pulled it off, 49-33, finishing the regular season at an astounding 11-0. Honestly, even though our team had the easiest schedule in college football history, I'm still blown away they went undefeated. It seems the rest of the country is blown away too, because King Scrub IV wins Coach of the Year. Hats off to King Scrub, no pun intended. Quarterback Tommy Willis, he was finally healthy this year and he dominated. 201 quarterback rating, 3,100 passing yards, 36 touchdowns, 4 picks. By season's end, he was 94 overall after all the awareness boosts from Gameplay XP. Wide receiver Josh Yancey, he broke out this year, 87 catches, 1,200 receiving yards, 16 touchdowns. Tight end Brian Turner, 51 catches, 900 receiving yards, 12 touchdowns. But enough of the stats. It's time for the college football playoff. The scrubs slip in at number 4 in the rankings thanks to us manipulating the system. The other teams that made it to the college football playoff are Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Michigan. All right, this is crazy. We're actually close of an overall to Arkansas, who's number 1 in the country. I don't know what's going on. Let me go check the college football playoff rankings to see who else missed out on it, because this seems like a crazy ranking. It looks like Arkansas just is placed at the top because they're like the only team with 1 loss, which is crazy because they're nowhere near as high of an overall as everybody else. That's great for us. In a challenge like this, I could not have asked for any more fluky things to happen our way. Wow, we finished with the number 1 rush defense in the nation, and we also finished with the most points, yards, and passing yards. I guess that's what happens when you just set yourself up with the easiest schedule possible. I mean, look at that conference record, 3-0. That's all we had to play. This was not in the rules, so I'm allowing it because we still have to win these games. And it looks like they have a strong quarterback on their team. Rose Bowl in the rain. Does not rain very often out here in LA, but whatever. We're gonna rain on Arkansas's parade. Gonna upset them with the scrubs. Our offensive ranks are definitely clickbait. We played the worst possible teams in the country we could. But nonetheless, we showed out this year. I'm still gonna only be playing offense just because I prefer to do that, and our offense gets me the ball early. First look at Tommy Willis. Let's give Yancey a shot early. First throw of the game, swat it away. It is cool to like see them just as numbers on a screen and then pop up as actual players. I love it. Dropping it off to the running back, Stafford Smith, who's been sneaky good for us. I don't think this is going to work. We're going to have to take out with Tommy, who's got some sneaky speed. First down. All right, roll out. He's got him. Stops, makes the throw. He's wide open. First down. We're a team of miracles. The scrubs are showing out. Waits to throw it. Oh, but what a play from the corner. Can he hit the tight end? Drags the toes. Brian Turner, who's been a machine in the stat sheet. Run it in, Tommy. Oh, he's hurt. Tommy is hurt. That's not good. Next man up, Malaki Brewer, who we've not seen in the stat sheet because I've been trying to develop him in the background as like a backup plan. I think he has a little bit of a running ability. He straight up throws the man off of him and scores the touchdown. I thought his name was Malaki. It's Kalichi. That's how little I know about this guy. He's a guy I recruited several seasons ago, but now he is going to be a name I remember. All right, Tommy's back. We're good. But Brewer had his time to shine. I see him. There's Yancey. First catch for Josh. The breakout wide receiver. Broke the school record for receptions in a season with 88. Oh, we got to test him deep. He threw a pick. That's all right. We still got a lead here. Oh, nice hit stick. Our defense has been high-key shutting down Arkansas. They have not scored yet. Oh, yeah. Don't let Yancey get hot. Oh, don't let him get a concussion either. Let me tell you, those aren't fun. What? Tommy Willis is out again. Guess it's up to Kalichi. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm not entirely sure, but Brewer's going to brew this up. He's going to scramble again. Slips out. This guy's a legend. 2 plays and he's already making a name for himself. Wait, why does it say our name's UTEP again? We're supposed to be the Scrubs. Laser. Brian Turner's got it in the end zone. We're going up by 2 scores. Oh, they finally get points on the board. 14-3. Mild concussion for Tommy. Yep, those are not fun. It's Kalechi the rest of the way. Waited for it. Brian Turner. Making people miss. There is some talent on this team. Everybody doubted them. They're all 1-stars, but look at him shine. Throw the bomb. Is he there? The young kid, Kawika. Touchdown, Scrubs. Woo, look at that dime. Yancey, touchdown, Scrubs. How about that? We are dominating here. Ooh, we threw it at the right time. Right as his safety was way over there. Separation in the zone was not ready for it. Yancey, step for step with the safety at the 10, but dives for the end zone touchdown. Epic play. So they scored. We got the onside kickback. We're up by 8 with 1 minute 30 seconds. All we have to do is run this clock out and we got it in the bag. And they just have 2 timeouts. We're giving it to the wide receiver, Josh Yancey. Oh, Josh is going to get it done. That's ball game. We're going to the Natty. Kalichi, player of the game. He's already a legend in my book. That was sick. Good work here, but we still got 1 more game to go before we can say we completed this challenge. It looks like Michigan absolutely dumpstered Oklahoma 24-7. So we're going to take on the Wolverines in the big one. Okay, so Michigan is much higher overall than Arkansas was. So this is the real test. A true Titan. Definitely the most talented team we've probably played in this entire rebuild, simulation, or otherwise. So I'm gonna have to bring my A game if I even want a chance in this, but we have a strong offense, so we should be able to keep up with them, at least scoring points wise. Our defense is nowhere near as close as theirs. They've got the #1 defense in the country. This is my worst nightmare, but we knew we had to face something like this if we wanted to complete this challenge. They have a strong team, but I do not see a strong quarterback on this current list. They gotta be watching out for Kalichi. He's the real stud. I didn't think I'd make it here at all in this video. I thought we were gonna end on a sad note with me just kind of quitting. But here we are, a chance to win it all. There come the Scrubs. They may be short, small, and unathletic, but they've got heart bigger than anybody out there. If our defense holds up even a little bit, that's how I know we got a chance. Tommy Willis is back, but he's made of glass, so who knows? A nice move from Brian. That's starting us off hot here early in this national championship game. Oh, nice. Mike Wood with the first. Oh, wait, no, he's short of it. 4th and inches. Literally, give me this yard. Just give it to me. Oh, we fumbled it. Whoa, that's not ideal. Tommy, let's have a talk here. Let's not do that, son. Thankfully, defense held strong. Whoa, threw a laser. I don't even know how he got some power behind that. He took a shot when he threw that football. Brian opens space. He's gonna make it. Scrubs on the board first, taking a lead here early on in the national championship. And they respond immediately with a touchdown of their own. That's okay. Just dot them up with one of my favorite plays. Hit the tight end in the corner. Bing, bang, boom. 6,000 plus yards this season. Oh my. He rotated him like a washing machine. Ooh, good job. Is he going to get back up? Yes, he is. Oh, I thought it was about to be a crazy play. Ooh. Is it the one? He's got it. First down. Throwing it up for grabs. Not gonna get it. We gotta try for the field goal. He's a speedy punter, but can he nail field goals too? Yes, he can. Oh, immediately intercepts the pass. Good, good. We can really break this game open now. We got a 3-point lead currently, but I want to make it even bigger. No pause. Get it, get it. Yes. Oh, he's on the run. Mike Wood End zone. And that'll bring us to a 10-point lead, about to head into halftime. Our defense is honestly, I thought they were the weakness of our team, but they're holding up right now. Oh, and offense is starting to turn it back the other way. My goodness, this defense is shutting them down at every turn. Oh, run, Tommy. Slide, Tommy. We've been running the football a lot, but we did get it in the field goal range here. Gonna take this 3, put us up 20-17. 2-score game. Oh, they get a touchdown, but we get the football back with a minute left. I think that's pretty much game. They didn't put up a strong fight at all. That was much easier than I thought it would be. Too little, too late for Michigan, and the Scrubs have shocked the world. Anything is possible. 1 star or not, you can win a national championship if you got your heart into it. You redshirt, you get a couple of lucky transfers, you manipulate the entire game to have the easiest conference possible. It can all be done as long as you believe it can happen. The lowest rated possible guys you can get in this game besides walk-ons. I legit did not think this rebuild would even be possible. It took a lot of twisting and turning of the game to even make it even close, but we got here and we accomplished our goal. Raising the crystal ball with the Scrubbies. King Scrub the 4th. You've done it. You should be proud of yourself, buddy. That was legitimately the easiest national championship game of my life. Michigan just put up like almost no fight because I simulated all defense and they just got it done for me. Crazy, but I'll take it. A lot of conveniences fell in our lap in this rebuild. Hey, that's the way the universe speaks. I'll allow it. Right guard Garrett Moore, who carried our offensive line, got himself drafted in the 1st round. Tight end Brian Turner, he was the only other player drafted on our team. He went in the 4th. And after winning the national championship, the Scrubs improved to a 4-star team, and a statue was built in honor of King Scrub the 4th, including mustache, top hat, Hawaiian lei and all. Hope you guys enjoyed this extremely long rebuild. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Anyways, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. You're all legends in my book, and as for me, I am Drew Morris, Big Ol' Drewski, not the expert. And I'll see all you guys in my next video. Peace.